Hey, True Believers, England teen here, continuing our hurricane live streams. I'm with Dalton, the Authenticator here. And
hello.
we're
Playing
going
chicken with a literal storm, but whatever.
I know. I'm just waiting until the power goes out. That's basically it. And in just a little bit, though, we heard the worst of it's coming at 2 o'clock. So in just a little bit, we need to walk around and start lighting some candles just in case the power goes out. So it should be interesting. That until then, we're finding stuff and ways to just say, hey, let's keep ourselves busy. And I found this tier list, figured let's do it on the movie channel. This is popular movies of 2000 to 2010. We're going to rank them, see if we agree. Are they great? And I've got I was actually berated for my tier list last time, Dalton. Because I didn't have an S tier, which I thought, wait a second, it's kind of like the Spinal Tap thing. Why don't you just make 10 louder and then you don't have to make 11? Apparently people want to go to 11, but I did it again. So I've got awful movies, bad movies, entertaining movies. Entertaining are those films that they're average. Look, I don't particularly like it, but I find it entertaining.
But I'm amused for the
Yeah, you watch it. Yeah,
140
you watch it. You're entertained, and you're probably not going to recommend it, but still, it was fun. I put solid, good, and then favorites. Hey, guess what, guys? Favorites is S tier. Okay, for those of you who need the S tier, or you just lose your minds. Alrighty. So it's just the two of us. Hey, we got Rhaegar here. Holy jeez, is this going to be a 24-hour stream? Yeah, kind of. Yeah. No, actually, I will be getting some sleep sometime, I guess. The thing I actually regret most is it's too dark outside and I can't see the wind blowing the trees. And I actually I nailed this green screen up so I can't remove it to show the hurricane behind me, or otherwise that would actually be kind of awesome to be able to just open up. You could see the window.
I'm here in the middle of the hurricane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But you know what? Let's get this started. And we're going to start with Civil War, which to me is that I don't know if I place it as one of the best. Now, and here's the thing. These are popular movies. So a lot of people think are pretty damn good. That's why they went and saw them over and over again.
So it's going to be difficult because it's going to be someone's favorite that we end up having.
Exactly. And in all honesty, to me, these are like, if it's awful within the confines of being one of the most popular, but sometimes they're just awful.
Sometimes popular movies are shit vis-a-vis the entire Twilight Saga. Well,
there you go. Yeah. So let's start with Civil War, which I actually think is pretty good, solid movie. When I first saw it, I would probably have put it in an A category, the excellent category, but I think it's more along the lines of solid good than A. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm fine with it being in good because I want to save favorites for something that is actually a favorite of mine.
Yeah.
And Civil War is good, and the entire Captain America trilogy, let's just be honest, is good. But but it does have its problems. Like I've said it before and I will say it again. You didn't need the personal motivation aspect with Tony finding out that Bucky killed his parents, or Zemo doing whatever Zemo was doing. The philosophical and political conversation leading to a war is enough and was enough. And either way, they did it better than the comics managed to. So
I may have to argue with you on the next one, though. John Wick is freaking awesome.
Oh no, yeah. John Wick is good, and here's how you can tell it's good, because I don't really like shoot 'em up movies.
Yeah.
But I've grown slowly to love the entire John Wick franchise, and I think what does it for me is it's not just a shoot 'em up franchise. It's not like Jason Bourne. There's an element.
Jason Bourne's more than just a shoot 'em up.
There's an element of John Wick that has kind of a pulp comic vibe, and also one of the best elements of John Wick is everything having to do with the Continental. And
I love the stuff in the Continental for both, actually all three movies.
The world
building is amazing in John Wick.
And I generally just love old world hospitality politicking, like for
Yeah.
favors and stuff. So that element of John Wick is just amazing. Also, can you not tell me that John Wick is one of the most relatable characters ever?
It's really
Someone killed his
excellent. Yeah.
puppy that his wife left him, and then he goes on a murderous rampage.
Okay, look, hey, we could do a review of John Wick, but right now we've got 110.
Yeah, we've got other movies to do, but yeah,
John Wick is. I need to shorten your comments just a little bit because
sorry. Yeah, John Wick is awesome, and
let's remember, we don't want to do another 3-hour tier stream. Inside Out. I'll let you go first on this one. Say what you need to say.
I like it a lot. It's kind of a return to form for Pixar after a string of less than Pixarable ones.
Sequels is what they did before Inside Out.
Yeah, but
and the good
that being said, I haven't rewatched it much since I watched it the first time, and that's got to say something. So probably just good.
Okay, so you're going good on this one. I think I'm going to agree with you because once again, I remember certain scenes. I haven't watched it in a while, and thinking back, and this may be something to go on as we move forward with the rest of the list. I remember there being some really good emotional scenes. I like the way they dealt with teenagers' depression and the fact that all emotions, even the negative ones, build our character. There was a lot to say. Overall, I think you're right. I think let's go good, solid good on this one.
Yep.
All right. But I once again, there are some scenes I think are some of the best of the 2010s to 2019.
And
of course, California Ruined Pizza, one of the greatest lines.
I love the concept of Inside Out. I just wish they had delved a little bit more into it. So
okay, so next up is Frozen. Now let's move that song aside because a lot of people have backlash on Frozen.
Don't you mean we should let it go?
We should let it go. Yes, because of that song, Frozen has faced a lot of backlash. That being said, when I watched it, I was like, I've seen this before, and this is very, this is, I mean, it's not bad. It's not horrible. It's just, it was entertaining while I watched it. This is one of those movies, and there's a couple of them. I say the same thing about Greatest Showman. This is a great soundtrack looking for a good movie.
Yeah. I think what made Frozen blow up as much as it did was it had been a while since Disney even bothered to return to the classic princess, like Disney Renaissance formula.
The Broadway musical formula that they had in the 90s.
Yeah.
And that's Frozen. I'm putting it into the entertaining. What would you do?
Yeah, I'm fine with it being put there. I'm not going to disagree. Granted, I like the songs.
Me too.
I like that song that everybody hates. So I have more positive opinions on it than most people, I think. But yeah, entertaining is fine.
I will tell you this. The other day, I kid you not, I have a CD and it got stuck there. But one of the songs I put on it, "Love is an Open Door." I love those songs. I love the songs. I'm a musical fan. We got to do a tier list musical.
Fixer Upper is also very catchy. But
okay. Tell me why you hate Inception, and make it brief though. Briefly, tell me why you hate Inception.
Okay, so here's the thing. Inception is one of those Christopher Nolan movies, and there's a lot of them, that has an amazing concept on paper.
Okay.
And Christopher Nolan, in his robotic, soulless mechanics over substance way, takes that very interesting concept and drives it right into the freaking ground to the point where you feel like you're watching a lecture rather than a movie.
Okay.
And with Inception in particular, you have all of the glory of the subconscious, of dreams. And all Christopher Nolan can think to do with it is turn it into, what if we took 5 or 6 different action movies and nested them together?
Okay.
Yeah, the Matrix did that, and it did it better.
All right.
Dreams are
where
this.
where would you put this? Because I want to know where we would end up with this.
Ooh, it's bad.
It's bad. Okay,
It's not,
we're gonna end up
terrible
putting it right
the
here
technical stuff is still there, but it's bad.
because I think it's a solid movie. I think it's a decent film. You said it melds a lot of genres. I think it did it pretty well. Obviously, you think it's bad, so we're going to land right in the middle there with entertaining. However, I also got to say this is a good actor's film. It was very well directed there. I did like the special effects to it. I liked the hallway fight. There was enough there that I can grab onto and say I was entertained by. So we'll put it there.
The other thing is it ripped off a movie named Paprika by Satoshi Kon.
Okay, cool.
And that was so much better.
And here is Deadpool. All righty. Where would you put Deadpool on this? Because we talked about a little bit with the Marvel list over on the other channel, but where would you put this one?
It's pretty freaking amazing, and it's the best that character could ever hope for. So
you would put it at favorites?
I don't know if I'd go that far, but it's definitely good.
Solid good. Okay, so we're in agreement. I think it's a lot of fun. I watched it recently with my wife, and we had a damn good time with it. It's just, it's just infinitely likable. And here's my thoughts on it, and then we'll move on to the next one. I think it's because they made sure that you knew that everything that he was doing, no matter how violent it was to service the love story. That was it.
Yep.
So you were, even among all of the violence, you were giving something to grab onto. Okay, this one's a tough one. 12 Years a Slave. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. It's not very memorable, all things considered. It's a perfect example of what I would call an Oscar bait movie.
It most definitely. Well, it won the Oscar, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's successful Oscar bait, but it's one of those movies that you can tell everyone who made it is like, we're gonna get the Oscar.
They were practicing their reward speech while they were practicing their lines.
Or even the camera guy was like, I thank the Academy, as he's adjusting the camera.
This is gonna get gold. 12 years. Let me tell you something. 12 Years a Slave works because it's an actor's film, and every damn actor in this is top notch. I'm not going to lie to you. The problem with 12 Years a Slave is the same problem I have with Schindler's List. I have no desire to rewatch this film. Not because it's bad. It was really good at telling its story. And I think if you like good movies, if you like good dramas, this movie will service that, if you haven't seen it. That being said, I don't want to watch a man beaten down for 2.5 hours the same way I didn't want to watch people murder Jews very often.
If you're gonna do that, you gotta throw a little something extra in there, like Tarantino does with Django Unchained or Inglourious Basterds.
But Django Unchained isn't the same thing. Django Unchained is fantasy film. This was based in reality. I do, but occasionally I want to watch something powerful like this, and I'll put it on. But it's just not very often. So I'm going to pass up bad. I want to put it in the good tier because it deserves it. But it only goes there because I don't think this is a movie like John Wick I'll be putting on very often.
Yeah.
Good?
Entertaining, I think, for me.
Ooh, now what do we do? We're on a... Okay. All righty. So, yeah, this is why we need a third. We need a tiebreaker. All righty. But we're growing. We're learning. We're moving on. Okay. Yeah. I get the next one. Okay. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Freaking awesome. This movie managed to successfully meld about 1 million different animation styles. It feels like a comic book brought to life. I love, at first I didn't like it, but I grew to love the Frank Miller style Kingpin, voiced by, what's his name, played Sabretooth in Origins. There's nothing I don't like about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It is just absolutely entertaining. It's very well paced. It's humor is there to service the story, not to just be jokes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one. I love this version. How about you?
Yeah,
I'm putting it
it's
to the top tier myself.
it's the best Spider-Man movie we've gotten yet, and as per usual with Phil Lord and Chris Miller, is there anything they can't turn into something that's gonna make me feel all warm and fuzzy inside?
Oh, there you go. So, yep, right up the top tier with John Wick.
That makes
Okay,
sense.
so I love the fact that we're not calling any of these bad or awful so far. I say so far, but there we go. Guardians of the Galaxy. When I first saw this, I was just amazed by it, except for the very ending. The very ending is like the movie hitting a wall. And by that, I don't mean the dance contest. That's actually in character. I don't mind that. They're trying to cause a distraction so they could get the gem. I'm fine with that. What I don't like is this funny, clever, personal story. Remember, this guy has caused havoc all over the globe or all over the universe, running the Accuser, and each one of them have a story as to why they don't like this man. And it ends up being another mindless fight of no-faced villain in a big CGI thing, which I think is the movie's only weakness. This should have been a lot more personal with, I will tell you this, Drax gets the kill.
Yeah.
Not the lead, which of course we all know as Star-Lord, but Drax should have gotten the kill because it would have been more personal for him.
Because it actually makes sense, and
yeah.
and if Star-Lord was a better leader, he would have prioritized that.
But unfortunately, like I said, the big battle at the end, it was just like they didn't know how to fill it. It's the 1980s car chase, basically. So I would put it in the good category. Where would you put it?
I would put it in the favorites category because this is the movie that made me realize that I might actually someday get the movies that I actually want to see from Marvel. Because before this, the biggest thing they had done was Avengers. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's impressive and all, but it's never going to turn into the movies we like or that I want to see. And then Marvel was like, what if we did that same thing, but without the 5 movies of setup and with a sapient raccoon and a sapient tree as characters? And I'm like, okay, you have my attention. So yeah, that's
now John Wick 2. As much as I love John Wick 1, I got to tell you, John Wick 2 to me is actually better. And here's the deal. I love in John Wick 1 how he wants revenge because the guy killed his dog. And, of course, the dog being a last gift to the wife. But the second one seemed even more personal. I don't know why, but it was like it was almost like, guys, you must realize I'm done with this. And then when they do what they do, it's just more, it's like he's trying to climb out of a hole, but instead digs it deeper.
Yep.
And yeah, I really like this. This one goes God tier as well.
Yeah. I'm not going to disagree with you at all. I think they keep getting better, and that's amazing to me that they started out with something so good and they actually managed to improve.
Yeah, good stuff. That all right. So both John Wicks so far are on the absolute good, the top tier, the favorites.
If you haven't watched the John Wick movies, guys, you really should. I don't like shoot 'em up movies, and I love the John Wick movies. So
you
that's
can see there's a number of movies here, dude. That's why I'm like, okay, we gotta, yeah. All right, so Logan, if you ask me, is one movie that changed superhero movies, or should have changed superhero movies, because it showed you, yeah, this is what you can do with them. Unfortunately, the X-Men itself didn't learn that lesson, that you should mature some of these stories up, not to all characters, but to the characters who it would fit. You don't do R-rated for R-rated sake, but if the character can take it, which Wolverine can, do it.
Yeah, or better yet, the tone should match the character and the world they're in. Basically, is the one
goes to the favorites.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
I would fight you on that. Okay, Moana. I want to hear your thoughts on it. Real quick, you know, of course.
It's just entertaining. It was very obvious. We're trying to capture the lightning of Frozen in a bottle again. The Rock is good as Maui, and the focus on like Hawaiian or Pacific Islander culture was interesting, but it's not a movie I revisit often, and it's not even a movie I remember really being overjoyed with to begin with. So yeah, I'm gonna put it just in the entertaining category.
Just in entertaining. I disagree. I think it is good. It's a solid film. Once again, this is a great soundtrack, by the way. But I also like the story. I like the animation. Rock was fun, but so is the young lady who played Moana. Her singing voice is out of this freaking world. That being said, I don't think I want to fight you on this one, in all honesty. I think entertaining. Yeah, I see among the other ones. No, I'm not gonna do. There we go. Okay, Moana goes first. Alrighty. Holy shit! Do you hear it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, guys! Holy crap! Okay, so have you seen Drive?
I don't think I've seen that one.
I'm not going to say it's awful, but damn, it's bad. Some people really like this movie. It was advertised as being kind of like a John Wick sort of thing, but it turned out to be this very slow slog of a movie that
I vaguely remember seeing the trailer, and I realized it wasn't for me.
Somebody successfully sued the movie studio because they said it was going to be this action pack, and it was just a boring ass film. Bore freaking ing. Okay, since I guess you're not going to fight me on the bad thing.
No, it didn't look good when I saw the trailer, which is why I didn't see it.
Now here's a movie that I go back and forth on myself, The Martian. This is a very entertaining film. It's good at times. Of course, it's got that famous line, I'm going to science the shit out of it, about a man who was left on Mars and has to wait for and survive while it takes, for the time it takes his crew to come back and pick him up.
Yeah.
It's a Matt Damon movie, and it's all about his charisma and his acting ability, of which he has a lot.
Yeah.
In this movie. I think this is a good film.
I guess I am gonna be the one singing this movie's praises because I freaking love this movie.
Yeah.
It's such a both realistic and optimistic vision of the future. And I could watch it on repeat over and over and not be bored. So
if you notice, I basically, if I find a movie that I'm passionate about, otherwise I've been going by your word. You know that, right?
I mean, I think we've been close enough together where it's just kind of been like, yeah, that makes sense.
This movie's entertaining. Okay. Yeah, I know people go for freaking nuts over the Lego film. It's fine. It's decent. It's got a fun song at the beginning, which I like just as much as everybody else. It's got a great twist at the end, but in the middle, it's entertaining. It's fine. It's good. It's not great. I think this lands in the entertaining area.
Of all the movies that I would think you Paula of our American Idol judge trio would be positive on, I think because this is one of the movies that I remember being very heavily into like movie news at the time. Everyone thought that this was going to be a soulless, manipulative. They basically thought that this was going to be the equivalent of what the Emoji Movie would be a couple years later. And the fact that they managed to make a movie it captures childhood, but it doesn't treat children like idiots.
No, it doesn't. I'm glad about that, but I'm sticking my ground. I'm standing by my ground on this one.
I think it should at least be in the good tier. It's not God's gift to cinema like some people seem to think it is, but I
enjoy it. I enjoy it enough. And like I said, the beginning and the ending are excellent surprises, so I could see it as good. I'm fine with that. Thor Ragnarok, you and I have gone back and forth on, but for some reason, everybody's got in its head that I do not like Ragnarok because of how much I have learned to not like Love and Thunder. That being said, I actually think Thor Ragnarok was good. I don't think that at this point they hadn't let the humor destroy. That being said, I did not like the ending. Oh, our planet's dead. Oh my gosh, look at this guy.
Yeah, the Greek chorus of sarcasm there, Korg, was not.
But the thing is, I can't let one scene destroy what I enjoyed about the rest of the film.
And I will say this for my particular bugaboo. Doctor Strange was better in the 5 minutes he was in Ragnarok than he was in his own first movie.
Okay.
So
where would you put Thor Ragnarok?
I'm putting it in the good tier.
Okay, I'm good with that.
It might not be great, but it's certainly the best of the Thor movies.
See, these are favorites, and so we're getting a lot of good, and we got 6 favorites, 5 good, 4 entertaining, 1 bad. No awfuls yet. Wreck It Ralph. I'm gonna wreck it. Except for I'm not. I love this film.
I think it belongs in the good tier, though.
By the way, this might be the beginning of the hey, look, a cameo that's been going on that actually Lego Movie even did. But this might be the beginning of the hey, look, it's a cameo where we have all the video game characters in the background. But the thing is, there's actually a pretty decent story going on in the foreground, and I didn't hate what's her name.
It does for video games what Lego Movie did for Legos. So yeah.
I'd put it in the solid good.
Yeah, it's good. I wouldn't put it in the favorites category, but it's definitely good.
Okay, so we've got 6 and 6 there, 4 on this. We come up to this one's a controversial one. Star Wars. Oh no, that's the Rise of Skywalker. I thought it was Force Awakens. Oh fuck that. That's awful.
Be gone, you.
Yeah, I think we've said all we need to say about that. That movie's fucking awful.
You franchise ruining shill of a thing.
Shit.
The only thing that the Jedi and the Sith agree on is the path must die. Kill it if necessary. Mission statement of the movie. Fuck you, movie.
Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, that was bad. Birdman, on the other hand, was actually.
It's a pretty good movie, yeah.
This is what if Michael Keaton was Michael Keaton. I mean, it was like, wait, I'm stuck as Batman. What do I do? What do I do? Except for Michael Keaton's learned to embrace it. I love his speech. He was collecting there. He goes, look, if you can walk away with anything, I want to leave you with this one message. And he goes, I'm Batman. And the place goes fucking nuts. I mean, yeah, he's embraced it. The guy in the Birdman movie obviously didn't. This is a brilliant freaking character piece.
You could almost call it somewhat autobiographical because I'm sure there was a phase where Michael Keaton was trying to struggle with it, but yeah it goes in the good and
where did it end up? Awful? No, this goes all the way up there, dude. All the way up to excellent, to the favorites. All right, okay. Let's go.
I'm not gonna fight you on it.
You were gonna say good.
I was gonna say good, but if you're that invested in it, then
I loved it.
I have no problem with it being in the favorite.
Okay, let's talk about something that is good, and that's Despicable Me. Have you seen this movie?
I have. I am slightly less in love with it. I think it should go in the entertaining category.
Entertaining category. Okay, convince me why this isn't a solid good film.
Because it never really grabs onto anything for me. Okay. And maybe part of it is I saw Megamind first, and it is a travesty to me that Megamind didn't become the franchise.
Okay.
And if I there's a lot of movies that I love that are the villain is the good guy type movies, because I've always had a very easy time relating to villain. The problem with Drew, I think, is that he is the comedic villain in the style of a Dr. Doofenshmirtz or a Dr. Draken.
Yeah.
I think if he were actually more villainous, or even if there was more...
Yeah, but it's a kid film.
Okay, but Igor did the bad guy as good guy thing and did it better. most Tim Burton movies, to some degree, do a bad guy is good guy thing and do it better. So
I gotta say, me being a dad, I like the relationship between him and the kids. The minions weren't annoying yet. Yeah, I like that film, but I'm okay with leaving it entertaining, as I am with Iron Man 3, which I think is mindlessly entertaining. If you think about it, it's going to pretty much fall apart. But overall, I think we now have 6, 6, and 6. Oh no, 7 on the favorites. But there we go. Yeah. Cars 2, however, is bad, if not awful.
Yeah, no, it's bad. Be gone, you.
It's just the whole bit with putting Tomater in the Mater, whatever his name is, Tow Mater.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just don't understand. I don't even like, I'm even kind of harsh on the first Cars, so I don't understand why Cars became this big thing.
Bohemian Rhapsody, not the most historically accurate, but goddamn, it makes you want to listen.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun as all hell.
Good.
So yeah, it works fine there.
Okay, and the soundtrack is awesome, and you got to admit, he got the Oscar for a reason.
Yeah, Rami Malek, this was a star-making role for him, and he deserved it. Yeah.
If there was ever a case of born to play that role, when the original Avengers came out, it blew my freaking mind, and it's still
because they did it.
Yeah, it's legitimately excellent. It's a favorite.
Yep.
Okay.
No arguments.
Sorry if it seems like I'm speeding through some, but
yeah, I mean we've got It took us 4 hours with 4 people to do 60. So who knows?
Yeah, and there's a ton here, so we're gonna go through them. But if we've got something to say, then say it. This is a bit of a controversy, and I'll tell you. First of all, where would you put this movie?
Which one?
Jurassic World, the first one.
I'd say it's entertaining. I think I would have a more positive opinion of it if it had actually went somewhere, i.e. if the sequels were better.
Yeah.
But just as a movie by itself, it's probably the second best of the Jurassic Park movies. Now, granted, that bar is low.
Okay.
Because after the first one, they kind of slowly but surely crater. But yeah, it's entertaining.
Hold on just a sec. Hey, Venk, I'm sending you an invite. We need a third. A tiebreaker of sorts. You want to jump in? There you go. Come on in, Frog. Be a tiebreaker. All right. I would say the same thing. In all honesty, to me, it's mindless entertaining. I enjoy this movie, but I in no way, shape, or form would ever recommend it to anyone else.
If you're a massive Jurassic Park fan and you want a movie that isn't terrible after the first one, then I might.
Something loud and stupid. If you're looking for that, Jurassic World fits.
Yeah, and they get props for actually opening up the park and showing us how it would actually operate.
Okay, I will tell you this. There is no bad movie in the Toy Story trilogy. None. There is not a bad movie in the Toy Story trilogy. As a matter of fact, I will say that the weakest of the 3 films is the first one. They just get better. Toy Story 3 ends up a favorite of mine. Where do
I have to disagree with you. I think Toy Story 3 is the weakest of the bunch because it's so emotionally manipulative.
Okay, where would you put it?
It's low side of good, I think. Is where I would
low side of good? Okay. Dude, should I fight you on this one? Should I? Because I've got one. You got one from me. I get one from you. Should I make it Toy Story 3? Yeah, I'm gonna put Toy Story 3 in there.
Okay.
So we each had one where you put a movie. You put Guardians of the Galaxy in. So I'm putting Toy Story 3.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that. I'm well aware that I'm on the minority with that. I just feel like the later Pixar movies, they hit you in the emotions on purpose, and it's kind of manipulative. Whereas older Pixar movies let you feel things organically, and I think Toy Story 3 is a perfect example of you're banking on me feeling something, and therefore I resent you making me feel things.
Yeah. Hold on just a second, and I will. I just realized I shared it out to main Twitter, but not to the groups. My bird's going crazy here, so I'm either gonna have to cover up the cage, or I'm gonna have to do something. The storm's really picked up at this point.
Yeah, it might be a better idea just to put him to bed, because that way at least he's not thinking about the storm.
And I'm kind of worried about him a little bit. Dr. Horrible is here. I'm sharing this out real quick to VENKMAN, and I put the link into the sports ball in case people want to check it out. I don't want too many people here because, you know, it takes forever and a day.
With four of us, it took 4 hours to do 60. So,
alrighty. Give me just a second. I'm going to go cover the bird, and we'll be right. Oh, the wind is a blowing, kids.
And we'll be right back.
I will. Yeah. Give me just a second. Talk about something you've seen or something. I'll be right back. Hey, Gail, you want to hold the bird?
I'm having memories of some of these, and some of these I think are going to end up in the bad category. Some of them are probably going to end up in the great category. Which one, folks? Place your bets now. But yeah, especially the YA movies and the pseudo Harry Potters, I think are gonna wind up in the bottom or somewhere near the bottom, I think, by the end of this whole thing. But there's a lot of them, so who knows? Maybe I'll get outvoted. Trying to actually let me see if there are any comments that are worth addressing here. Rhaegar, welcome back, Rhaegar. It may well be a 24-hour live stream now that we're bringing the frog into things as well. Because it took 4 of us to get through 64 hours, so, and there are like 150 here, so we might write up Englantine's Hurricane ranking movies, assuming the power doesn't fuck off.
No, Bernie. No.
Englantine is fighting with the bird.
Okay.
Okay. So he's
again.
All right.
I see VENKMAN hasn't jumped on yet.
Well, you have to invite him.
Oh, I did. I did.
But you have to actually be here in order to let him on.
Nope. I gave him superpowers.
Okay.
All righty. So where were we? Let's continue this. Hereditary, sir.
It's a pretty freaking good movie. And what matters to me is it actually bothers to do its homework with regards to demonology, and that's good.
Okay.
But I do think it's a little bit pretentious, but I think that might be intentional, so I'll put it in entertaining.
Entertaining? Average? Oh my gosh, that's freaking excellent. I'm going to plop it right in the middle in the good area, but holy crap, this movie, this screws, yeah, this is a horror film that works. And it's a psychological horror film that works. So
and like I say, for those for whom the actual lore accuracies matter, it is pretty good with regards to King Paimon there. But
yeah, I'm definitely putting in the good. Well, I would put it in the excellent. You put it in the entertaining, so I put it in the middle there. But holy crap, this I will tell you what I think. Colette, what's her name?
Joan Colette Sarah.
She was but she was robbed. She should have won an Oscar for that. Not just been nominated, but that was the best performance of that year, hands down. She freaking owns everything. It was awesome. Social Network. I saw it. It was a movie. I want to put it on. Hey, look. Okay, good. You made a movie. Here it is. It's about Facebook. Let's put it on the fridge.
I think we just swapped places. I really like this movie. It's one of those that I can watch just as comfort food.
Then we'll do the same thing right in the middle. Go to good. Only two bad, only one awful, and then we come up to The Revenant. What'd you think?
Overrated as hell, I think.
Okay, overrated. Did you enjoy it?
It's good enough, and it got Leo his Oscar, so
I think you and I are in agreement. I thought it was okay. I watched it. It was like, okay, it's fine. It's an adventurous tale. It's I've seen better, but what you said about Hereditary being pretentious, I also thought The Revenant was for some reason.
Yeah,
it's like
yet another example of we're making this movie just to win Oscars, derp.
Yeah, I saw what was it? The Life of what was it? The Mountain Men. Robert Redford. He's part of that meme, where it just kind of does that. The wind's picking up, so I'm about to light the candles, just in case everything goes dark. Which, if the power goes out, hey, it'll be just like okay, stream's over. Have a good day. In which case, I think the stream won't actually be over. So don't get me kicked off. Just if the stream goes out, please ask VENKMAN to come on here and turn it off.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will.
Alrighty, let's move on to the next one. Let's hurry through some for the time that we've taken. We'll hurry through this line right here. Us is bad.
Yeah,
I'm going to say this straight up. Us was not a good movie. It's got a great performance. I think Lupita Nyong'o did a great performance, but Us was bad.
It's trying to capture the lightning that was Get Out, and even Get Out is overrated for what it was.
I think so too. Are you okay with bad?
Yep, that's fine.
Alrighty. In my opinion, John Wick 3 is the weakest of the trilogy so far. It's the one I would not put in favorites. It's a good movie, not a favorite. What do you think?
Yeah, okay. That works.
Alrighty. Now, the other day we were doing a Marvel list, and Big Hero 6 is a Marvel movie. It ended up in the awesome category, which I think it's a good, solid film. I really do. I do not think it's an awesome film.
Yeah, no, it's just solid good, and on we move.
Alrighty. Now, you know what? I loved The Incredibles. Loved The Incredibles. Incredibles 2 was an exact freaking remake. So if I'm going to watch an Incredibles movie, I'm not going to watch Incredibles 2.
Yeah,
I cannot believe I'm going to say this, but I would put it in entertaining. It's an entertaining film.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it's not good. You agree or disagree?
I do not disagree at all. I think I think it's a inferior copy of the first one, and the whole feministing thing it's doing is not helping it. So
all right, and then we have The Hunger Games, the original, entertaining movie to me. I didn't think it was awful. I didn't think it was bad. I don't think it's a great film. Good is as high as I would be willing to go.
Yeah, entertaining is fine and on we move, and a lot of its copycats I think are going to be joining it here shortly.
Okay, but now we come to Harry Potter and the Wolf Street.
Deathly Hallows.
Yes, I know. I was just messing around because the way it kind of overlaps. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. That looks like part 1.
Yeah.
Part 2. No, they've got the wand there, so that's part 2.
Yeah. I'm putting it in bad.
Bad. Wow. Okay, because I would have it up at
only the first 2 Harry Potter movies even bothered to be in the same tone as the book, and I swear to God they got worse as they went along. And the split did no one. Splitting the last one into 2 movies did no one any favors. Bad.
Okay, so you say bad. I would go good. So plop it right in entertaining. Holy crap! Definitely. Like you said one about the last list. When you compromise, no one's happy. Have you seen Isle of Dogs?
Yes.
And what did you think of Isle of Dogs?
It's adorable.
I love this film.
Yeah.
I mean, I truly love this film. This film is freaking excellent. It is just quirky. It's about a dog trying to find his owner, and because he's got some mange, he's put on this island because what was it? Japan had a pandemic and such. And these dogs, they're made to feel like outcasts, and they just want to be with their owners again. It is incredibly good. Really good film. I like the fact that we are letting some of the smaller movies like Birdman and Isle of Dog hit the favorites.
Yeah.
And we're not afraid to put...
They deserved it, so yeah.
Really good. Okay, so this is How to Train Your Dragon. I will beat you like a freaking rug if you say an unkind word about How to Train Your Dragon. Go on ahead.
It's good. I don't think it's super special, but it's good.
Mm-hmm. So would you put it in the good category?
I think
Actually,
so.
I'm fine with that. I love this movie, this franchise. As a matter of fact, I like a lot of the franchises from DreamWorks, but How to Train Your Dragon and Hotel Transylvania are some of my favorite. And I
think How to Train Your Dragon as a franchise got better as it went along.
It really did, didn't it? I mean, okay, so good to know we're at least somewhere near on the same page. But yeah, the dialogue on this, the writing was very good. The voice acting is awesome. I do like the Train Your Dragon films. Next up, we've got A Quiet Place, another one that's a bit of a controversy here, dude.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't really have much to say about it, Rich.
It's fine. So to you, it's entertaining. It would land in the entertaining area.
I think so.
Okay, I'm going to agree with you on that one. I enjoyed it. I have fun with it. I think it's a good scene, but the ending actually is, I don't like it. The ending is a derailer to me. I'm not saying it's a bad movie because it, but at the end, his kids are in trouble, so he makes noise. So they would attack him when he had something in his hands. Throw it up against the wall. They would have gone over to the wall.
Yeah.
And then
it's a little bit too, aren't we clever for using this gimmick sometimes?
Yeah. Mission Impossible, I don't know which one this is.
Does it matter?
Okay, where would you... Entertaining?
Entertaining, I think. It's not that I have anything against the Mission Impossible, but I've never actively sought out any of the Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible, there is not a non-excellent Mission Impossible film since Ghost Protocol. They've all been levels of greatness. So I'll put it on solid good to I'll put it in solid good there. Have you seen The Wolf of Wall Street?
A long time ago. I remember almost nothing.
Long time ago. This is the one that he should have won his Oscar for. Tell you the truth. I never bought into he deserves an Oscar. No, you have to work for it. Alfred Hitchcock never got an Oscar. So I don't.
Which is in and of itself a travesty against the art of film, but that's neither here nor there.
This one, he's freaking awesome in it. The movie's good, but I think it's a good movie with a great performance. So I would put it in the good category. What about you?
I don't, like I say, I saw it a long time ago. I remember almost nothing, so I'm going to take your word for it.
We'll move it up to the goods. All righty. Next up, we've got It. Entertained a lot of people, and I got to tell you, I like the It, not It Part 2.
Okay.
And I got to say, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it as a Stephen King adaptation in particular, it's right up there with it. It's not as good as Shawshank, but it's certainly better than The Shining. So, yeah, okay. I'm fine with it being in either good or favorites, depending on where you want to put it.
You know what? I'm moving on. I'm going to put it right up here in favorites. That's where I would put it. Fight me. Tell me in the comments why I'm wrong. As a matter of fact, I would put Avengers Infinity War. I don't think there's a lot of discussion. I think you would too, right?
Oh my God. This is probably the best Marvel has done yet. And it still has the best use of Doctor Strange in the entire MCU.
I know, right? That battle was awesome. We talked about it on the Marvel list, so I don't think that we need to spend time.
We don't need to rehash, but yes,
we don't need to spend time on
Doctor Strange was the MVP of Infinity War, and anyone who disagrees can fight me on that.
Dunkirk, war film, solid, good in my opinion. I don't think it was excellent like some people. I definitely don't think it was bad, awful. I would say it was a solid, good war film.
I was bored because I think Christopher Nolan and I don't get along, so entertaining is where I would put it.
Okay, well, let's talk about Knives Out because I love this kind of movie. I mean, I love this kind of movie.
Yeah.
I like Death of the Nile at the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
I love a good detective story where the guy comes in and let me tell you how I solved it. You know,
the usual. Let me summarize how I got there at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this, I watched this. This is an infinitely watchable movie, not just for, of course, this is how we tell the mystery and you could see how all the clues going through, but how they treat each other and how something might seem innocuous at the beginning, but it means something at the end. You know, I love this film. This is a favorite of mine. So where would you put it?
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it being there. I will never forgive Rian Johnson for what he did with the Star Wars franchise. But if this is what he can do when he can do originals, just let him do originals forever and never let him have a franchise ever again.
Okay, you and I are probably going to land somewhere in the same vicinity as this. You tell me where to put Interstellar, and I'm just going to agree with you.
Again, I don't like Christopher Nolan at most times, and this one was really, really pretentious and stupid. So entertaining, and that's about as charitable as I can dare to be with it.
You're being charitable, sir. Yeah, I didn't care for Interstellar either. And
you can put it lower if you want. I was trying to be nice because I know I hate Christopher Nolan.
Entertaining is. There we go. Okay. Okay, La La Land. You know, I like me a good musical. I wish this was a good movie.
Shame, yeah, it's a shame this wasn't one of those.
It's entertaining. I got, I was entertained by it, but
yet another case of we made this to win Oscars,
and I don't get it. La La Land. No, it says Moonlight. You know what? Even Moonlight didn't deserve to win the Oscar that night, but definitely not La La Land.
Honestly, none of the available options really deserve to win the Oscars.
We talked about this during the Marvel stream, so I'm just going to move this all the way up to favorites because both you and I believe this is an excellent film.
Yeah,
although we disagree on Winter Soldier. Let's see, The Minions, fun film. But entertaining.
Yeah,
Next up, we've got The Hateful Eight. This movie is a play filmed. It is a stage play. It's not a screenplay, But you know what? God damn, Quentin Tarantino can write some good characters.
It's amazing. So it's Tarantino doing Tarantino. So
great stuff. Good or I'm gonna let you figure. Good or favorites?
I really liked it. Favorites.
Favorites. Okay. Alrighty. So Looper. This is one also. I love what they did with the time travel. I love watching that guy just fall to pieces and everything as they're torturing his younger self. A lot of good ideas here. What did you think?
It's interesting, which is more than I can say for most movies like this. So good.
All right. Like I said, ultimately, I'm letting you place. If I'm passionate about something, I'm going to speak up.
Right, and feel free to.
Okay.
But I think we're landing somewhere in general vicinity.
But this one, we're going to put this one in good because I would put it in excellent and you wouldn't. In Avengers Endgame.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so where would you put it? Bad or entertaining?
I would put it in bad just because 23 odd movies, and also one of the best comic book movies ever made was the prequel to it. So yeah, you can screw off Avengers Endgame.
Okay, you remember just a few seconds ago I said I will speak up when I'm passionate. I'm like when I'm really passionate.
Yeah, and this is one of those times, and I'm fine with that. So we're just gonna move on.
No, I want to say something about this movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is Quentin Tarantino at his best. If Quentin Tarantino quit films, he would have quit on his highest note, in my opinion, with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I say that without irony. I truly believe this was his love letter to Hollywood, and it was sealed with a chef's kiss.
I mean, it's Tarantino, awesome. So I'm not gonna fight you on it because it's Tarantino.
I love that movie more than I love any other Tarantino films. Let's get to Zootopia.
I think you like it a lot more than I do. I would put it in his sort of mid-tier ones, but
okay,
it's Tarantino, so I'm not.
Hey, Rego, what's up? But so Zootopia, I remember watching it. First of all, I remember the clip that they showed as the teaser preview was the sloth, and it was funny as hell. I laughed my ass off. I got to Zootopia and I watched a movie unfold that I was like, I had no idea this was going to end up this way. I didn't know it was going to be telling this story. It's a racism story. It's all about bigotry and everything. It does it in an entertaining way. I wouldn't call it great. I would call it a good, solid film. So that's where I'm going to put it. But what about you, sir?
I'm fine with where you're putting it, although I would say I watched a video essay, or maybe it was a live stream once, that suggested that Zootopia's best allegory is about men's rights issues.
Really?
And ever since someone pointed that out to me, it clicked, and I liked the movie a lot more for it.
Alrighty, that's something I want to see. That I want to check that out. Maybe even
I'll send it to you later once we're done with this.
Okay, here's 1917. Did you see it?
I did.
I thought it was okay. This is I mean, it's an Oscar movie, and yes, I got to agree it's done to make you believe it was done in one shot. It wasn't. But it's done in such a way to make it look like that. And I got to tell you, I love the technicality of it. That being said, doing that, I believe it doesn't flow freely to me. Even though they wanted to make it seem like one shot, I think they were so married to the shots that they did that I can almost hear the director say cut.
Yep.
And action. I thought it was entertaining, though. I would put it in the entertaining. But what about you?
Entertaining is fine. It's one of those, we made this to win Oscars movies, and I don't like those.
Some of those are really good now. I'm not going to say all of them aren't, but some of them are really good. Okay, so talking about Oscars,
when you can tell is when I have the issue with it.
Speaking of Oscars, Mad Max Fury Road won 10. Well, the one that didn't win was Best Picture, and I thought
It should have. It should have.
You're freaking out of your mind. This is a favorite
Yep.
of mine. Yeah, going to favorites. All right.
That's fine. We're on the same page.
Okay.
It really annoys me when movies win all the Oscars but don't win Best Picture, because that's what Best Picture means, is best in all categories. So if something is best in all categories, then it should win. Best
Okay.
Picture.
Now, people tell me that I should love this movie, Pacific Rim. I was entertained. I thought it was a good film, and but I didn't think it was an excellent film. I love the robots, love the monsters, but I look at it and I go, you know, that robot thing is kind of impractical, you know, right? But who cares? We want to see big robots fighting big monsters.
It's Del Toro doing kaijus versus giant robots. I could not conceivably like this movie more than I do, so it's going in the favorite category for me.
Which would land it in the good category.
That's fine.
This time I worked against you. The last time you were saying entertaining, I was saying awesome. This time I did.
It balances out.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Kingsman: The Secret Service. This is the first one.
It's a good movie, not a great movie, so it goes in the good.
I agree. Of course, it's got that one scene everybody loves in the middle. I think it's just one hell of a solid comic book movie. All right, yep. Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Oh, I know you want to put this in favorites.
No, get thee to the bottom of the fucking list. You evil.
You think it's awful?
Yes.
I think it's entertaining. I've held since the movie came out. I've held that there's enough Star Wars, legitimate Star Wars, to make it work. But there you go. So far, we only have one awful. Too bad though. I will put the. I can see bad for this one. All righty. They call him Baby Driver because once upon a pair of wheels. What'd you think?
It's a good movie.
I agree. It belongs in good, great soundtrack, good story, decent characters I like to follow. Deserves to be in the good. Okay, so where do we go? Joker. You. I'm not even having.
It's going in the favorites. We're not even having this conversation.
This movie
gets what it fucking deserves, and we're moving on.
This movie would have been good as a psychological drama about a man going insane. If it wasn't
as a Joker movie, it's fucking great.
Yeah, this would have been fine if you take away the Joker aspects of it. With the Joker aspects, being a comic book fan and everything, love it. Rogue One, best of the Disney Star Wars movies.
Yep, it's good.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I enjoyed this one. I didn't hate. It's good. I didn't hate all Disney Star Wars movies. That one, I think, though, is the best. I was thoroughly.
It's by far the best of the bunch. It is to the new trilogy what Empire was to the first one, and Revenge of the Sith was to the second one. So
okay, so Coco. There's a scene at the end of Coco, and if you are the one person who hasn't seen it, sorry about this. When he finally gets back. And he rushes to his house and he's got the guitar and he slams the door on everybody. And he wants to remind his grandmother, his great-grandmother, of his great-grandfather. He takes the guitar out and he starts singing Remember Me. Now, as we find out, this is it was a popular song by a popular singer, but it actually had been written by his grandfather. It was sung to his daughter. I lost it. 50-year-old man in the theater freaking lost it. I'm talking waterworks, man. And it works every gosh darn time I see it. There is nothing but excellence dripping off of Coco.
It's a great movie, and if you know anything or want to know anything about the Day of the Dead or Mexican culture or any of that, just it's probably the best Pixar movie since like Ratatouille, and that's high praise for me. So
okay, so Scott Pilgrim Saves the World. a lot of style. There's a lot of style to this. It's clever. It's fun. It's
unfortunately
entertaining.
you're following a bunch of hipsters through said very fun
It's a
setting.
lot of style. But I'm gonna tell you something. Where would you put this? I would put it at good.
That's fine.
There we go. Oh, nope, something happened. There it is. Let's go up. Let's go up. All righty. And next up, we have Django Unchained. Christoph Waltz kicking all sorts of ass. And I got to tell you, it's good. I liked it.
It's Tarantino. I'm fine with it being in the favorites or in the good. I'm not going to gainsay either one.
And good or favorites? Good or favorites? Here we go.
Honestly, the relationship between Django and Christoph Waltz's character makes it a favorite for me, but that's just me.
Oh, we're getting through this. Is this one you want to call? You want me to put it in favorites?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you could very easily, without much arm twisting, put every Tarantino movie in the favorites category.
Okay, well, we're gonna put that up, but I reserve a save as well coming up.
Okay.
All right. So as a matter of fact, we're getting to the end here. We're almost done. Edge of Tomorrow, sir. The Tom Cruise Relive the Battle movie.
Live, Die, Repeat.
Thank you. Yes.
It's good. It's good. I wouldn't call it great though. So good.
Yeah, I think so. I can see it. I can see that. That's a solid film. Yeah. Okay.
It uses its premise well without being pretentious or artsy about it. So
yeah, and I do like the relationship. I do like the action scenes and everything. It's got a good sense of humor. The Dark Knight Rises. People shit on this film, and I know you don't like Nolan and everything. I didn't hate this film though. I actually like it. I do have to admit it suffers from following The Dark Knight.
I'm gonna have to be one of the ones that shits on it. I would call it bad, but I guess we're putting it in entertaining.
Yeah, because I put it in good and I lost it. Where'd it go? Nope, it ended up in entertaining. All right, Jojo Rabbit. So you have a young man that actually he wants to find his place in the world, and he's picked on and he's pushed around, and so he gloms on to the Fuhrer. He listens to the radio, and there's Hitler telling him that everything's going to be okay. He needs to hear this kind of thing, and he doesn't know his mom's in the resistance, and he joins the brown shirts, not knowing who Hitler truly is. And you actually get to watch him growing up and learning who Hitler actually is. Funny film, good movie, a lot of heart. I think this is a good, solid film.
Yep. Springtime for Hitler and Joni.
There we go. Alrighty. So next up, we have a Grand Budapest Hotel. This is what's his name? He does movies like this. They're all quirky. They're all character movies, and they all have a visual story to them.
I can't think of his name right now either, and it's annoying me.
Yeah, I know. It's probably on the poster somewhere, but we can't see it. But I also think this is a good, solid film.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay, but yeah, once again, what's his name? Who played Voldemort? Just runs this movie. It's really cool. It's a good movie, good, solid film. All right, next up, Brave. I have problems with Brave.
It's one of the most meh Pixar movies out there. Like it's good, but it's not like I would put it in entertaining, and we're gonna call it a day.
More than likely I will forget that it's in this list. Spider-Man Homecoming. I liked. I think it's good. I don't think it's excellent.
Yep, that works.
All righty. Yeah, we're burning through some because this to take a little, not make it last forever. Okay, so Godzilla. The one with everybody was disappointed because they thought Bryan Cranston was going to be the star. Turns
The
out he wasn't.
the
But
boring one.
let's actually talk about it. Is it a good? Well, you just call it boring, so you didn't like it.
No, especially not compared to what followed it. I would put it I would put it in bad, and that's me being nice.
Whiplash. Talk about a character movie. It's basically two characters, one yelling at another for about 2 hours, and I can't take my eyes off of it.
This is not one I have seen, so I'm gonna let you take that one.
Okay. We're going to move this all the way up. No, I can't put it in favorites if you haven't seen it. I'm going to put it in good. Goodness gracious. What's his name? Played Commissioner Gordon. Played J. Jonah Jameson.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons is freaking incredible in this movie, and I highly recommend you check
I
it
didn't
out.
I didn't realize he was in that.
Watch this movie. He is not in this film, sir. His character is. Just watch that movie. I think you'll like it. Okay, Creed revived the Rocky franchise.
It's pretty good.
Made Michael B. Jordan a household name. So yeah, let's bring him right here.
Okay.
Okay. And to the good category, Moonlight, hated it.
Yep, bad. Goodbye.
Good performances, but did not like the movie. It was like, what exactly are you trying to say?
What we're trying to say is we want to win Oscars, and we're doing so in the most pretentiously overwrought way possible.
Yeah, pretentious is a good way to put Moonlighting. I didn't care for it at all. Although I will say there's a lot of good performances in there.
Yeah, but it's a bad movie, and it didn't deserve to win any Oscars, let alone Best Freaking Picture.
Okay, Skyfall. Skyfall was all right. It was okay. It was fine. It did its job, and then it went away. I know everybody else in the world loves Skyfall. I put it in the entertaining. What about you?
Yeah, no, I'm fine with it being entertaining. I don't like the Daniel Craig era of Bond much at all. Casino Royale was pretty freaking good, but that's literally the only one that I think in Daniel Craig's tenure was good. So.
Black Panther meets the entertaining to me. It's a fine movie. Once again, it falls apart at the end like a lot of Marvel movies do. But yeah,
Wakanda is an interesting culture, an interesting world. I'm glad it was as impactful as it was, and on we move.
Arrival, good themes, good acting. I like the special effects to it. It wasn't an alien film where like, are we being invaded? It was more of a philosophical style alien invasion. I would put that in the good.
Okay, that's fine. I don't really have many strong feelings about it.
Okay. Parasite. Was surprised it actually gained the popularity that it did. That being said, once again, great acting. It's about a bunch of poor people who find a way to live in a rich person's house. And that's basically it. And it's basically the difference between class struggles and not just in class culture as well. You know, they're putting down the rich people all the while. They're not doing anything to make their lives better other than trying to leech off the good people, being parasites. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, entertaining is where I would put it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Did you see it?
I did. I'm glad that it got the play it deserves, but at the same time, between this and Joker, I'm going with Joker. So, yeah.
Okay. Get out. What would you say?
It's good, and that's about it.
I didn't like it as much as a lot of other people did. I thought it was fine. It wasn't wonderful or anything. But yeah, I'm actually surprised it took a swipe at the left, as a matter of fact.
Without them even realizing it, which was the hilarious part to me. You guys do know they're making fun of you, right?
Yeah. Rise of the Planet of the Apes. That was the first one.
Is pretty good. I wouldn't call it great, so good is fine.
Okay. Now, you know we're going to have to do a ranking on a different day. But holy crap, we got a few films to rank here.
Just a bit.
All right. Yeah, just a few. Okay, so next up, Lady Bird.
I haven't seen.
There we go. I just wanted to smack her a lot. And I like her as an actress. I liked actually I liked the movie they did, The Little Women, but I'm sorry. I just wanted to smack her all through that film. So I'm putting it in bad. Next up, Star Wars, The Force Awakens.
It's entertaining.
It is mindless entertainment where they wasted a great opportunity.
Yep.
So there we go. And that's where we stand so far. We can do the, where are we here? We're at 1 hour, 15 minutes. Wow, we kind of went through that.
Yep. Okay,
so the worst film of the 2010s for the popular movies. I know I could find worse films than Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. It'd be tough, but I could find. But that is the worst film to us. All right. We can actually rank some of these if you're up for it.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So, and we'll do it the same way. We might argue a couple of times what goes where. But just remember, this isn't it isn't life-threatening or anything like that. It's not like it's a hurricane in Florida.
The thing we're currently playing chicken with.
Yes. Let's go with this. So the worst of them is Skywalker. Now we've got these, and it looks like we've got 8. We've got Drive, Cars 2, Interstellar, Us, Godzilla, Star Wars Last Jedi, Moonlight, or Lady Bird. Which one would you put at the worst?
Last Jedi.
Last Jedi? Goodness, I would put I would rather see Last Jedi than Moonlight or Lady Bird.
Okay, you know what? That's fine. That's fair.
How about if we just leave Last Jedi where it is?
Yeah,
leave these last 3 here. Next up, Godzilla, Us, Drive, Cars 2, or Interstellar.
Like
which is the one you would want to watch the least?
Godzilla.
Godzilla. Okay, so you would leave this here. I'm not going to argue with this one. I would actually probably put this at the favorites. The least interesting one to me is Drive. Of all of these films, Drive was such a slog that's the one I would put next. So I'm just going to move that right. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. I'm going to move it to next. Us, Interstellar, or Cars 2?
Cars 2 is the worst of the 3 there.
Let's see. Us or Interstellar? Yeah, I think that's fine. Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, moving up to the entertaining. These are the ones we didn't hate, but don't feel like okay, so there's a lot of these. We've got Moana, Frozen, Inception. We've got 12 Years a Slave, Despicable Me, and Iron Man 3, Jurassic World, Hunger Games, and The Revenant, Incredibles 2, Harry Potter in 1917, Dunkirk, La La Land, and Star Wars Force Awakens, Minions, Quiet Place, and Get Out, Parasite, Dark Knight Rises.
Let's do them 3 at a time. That seems to make it easier.
Skyfall and Black Panther. Out of all of these that I'm seeing, though, let's see, of all of these, the one that I least want to see again. These are not bad films, are they? But you know what? So long as Incredibles exists,
there is no reason whatsoever.
I don't see a point to Incredibles 2 being the remake that it is. Of the rest of them, next up, in all honesty, sorry, Koreans, Parasite.
I mean, again, I'm glad that it was as popular as it was, but next.
Yeah, once again, we're not saying they're bad. We're just saying this is the ranking, and it's in the entertaining section. Let's see. From these, I would. Oh, hey, and this is the way we could do it. From these, I would pick Brave. Then Get Out, La La Land, 1917.
I think Skyfall is
the
worst next.
Okay.
Because I really, aside from Casino Royale, which was genuinely pretty good, I really hate Daniel Craig's 10 Years Bond.
I put La La Land right next to it. That would be my vote.
That's fine.
So, okay. So Black Panther, Get Out, Dark Knight Rises, Brave, Force Awakens, Minions, Quiet Place, Harry Potter, 1917, Dunkirk. Which one would you put down?
Think maybe Brave next.
I'm not going to argue with that at all. As a matter of fact, I think I would do the same thing. Black Panther, Dark Knight Rises, Get Out, Minions, Star Wars Force Awakens, Quiet Place, Dunkirk, 1917, or Harry Potter, Jurassic World, Hunger Games, and Revenant. I'm going Minions on this one.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't even care all that much for Despicable Me, the first one.
Yeah.
And that's probably the best of the bunch. So, yeah.
Which one's next? 12 Years a Slave, Despicable Me. Oh, Moana, Frozen, Inception. Oh, you want to get Inception down there?
Yeah, be gone, Inception.
All righty. There we go. Let's see. Of these,
Dark Knight Rises.
I was going to vote Get Out. I just don't. It's not as strong as everybody says. It's just, to me, I'm sorry. I just didn't like it as much as everybody else did, and thinking it's okay. It's okay. You call for Dark Knight Rises on this run.
Yep.
The next run, and looking. Let's see. I don't think I'm going to put up too much of a fight on that one. I like Dark Knight Rises better than Black Panther, but let's see. Next up, I think Hunger Games.
Yeah.
So you got Black Panther, Quiet Place, Star Wars, Dunkirk, Revenant, Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows, 1917, Jurassic World, Iron Man 3, Despicable Me, Moana, Frozen, and 12 Years a Slave.
I think Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows.
All right. There we go. Oh, nope. It's got to go up. In front of Black Panther. There we are. Oh, goodness. Of the ones that are left over, I'm going to move because I will never. I probably will watch this again, but damn.
Yeah, it got
rough.
the Oscars it was made to get, and next.
I think look, you could disagree with me and I'll go with whatever you want, but I think Black Panther. No. Goodness, Frozen. What would you pick next? Black Panther, Quiet Place, Star Wars, Force Awakens, Dunkirk, 1917, Jurassic World, Iron Man 3, Revenant, Despicable Me, Frozen, and Moana.
1917.
All right. And from
just because some of the other ones I could at least see myself watching again, I could never see myself watching that again.
Frozen, Black Panther, Quiet Place, Star Wars, Force Awakens, The Revenant, Dunkirk, Jurassic Park, Moana, Despicable Me, Iron Man 3.
Revenant.
The Revenant. Okay. Of these others left, once again, I think I'm going to say Black Panther's perfect where it is.
Yeah, okay.
Moana, Despicable Me, Iron Man 3, Star Wars Force Awakens, Dunkirk, Jurassic Park. Can we end the farce and put Star Wars right here? Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's do the other mindless big blockbuster too. You know what? And let's get rid of the other one. If you don't mind, that okay?
No, that works.
Quiet Place, Dunkirk, Despicable Me, or you know what? I know what you're going to go for. So let's just move it down here. Dunkirk, Quiet Place, or Moana? Which one's worse?
Dunkirk.
All righty. And to me, we've got our entertaining list.
Yep.
All right. This is the solids. The good ones. This way, we might actually have a battle on our hands. Civil War, Inside Out, and Deadpool. Lego Movie, Thor, Ragnarok, Wreck-It Ralph, Bohemian Rhapsody, Hereditary, Social Network, Rise of Planet of the Apes, John Wick 3, Edge of Tomorrow, Rogue One, Big Hero 6, How to Train Your Dragon, Whiplash you haven't seen, so I'm going to automatically move this to the bottom of this particular list.
Okay. That might change the second I see it. But
it might I think it'll go to excellent, in all honesty. Spider-Man, No Way Home, Jojo Rabbit, Grand Budapest, Baby Driver, Creed, Zootopia, Avengers Endgame, Looper, Wall Street, Scott Pilgrim, Mission Impossible something or other. We can't tell what Mission Impossible it is. I think just to be fair, let's move that here.
Yeah. Scott Pilgrim next.
Scott Pilgrim? Okay.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. And let's see. Which one do you think is next after that?
I think Endgame.
Endgame? Alrighty. And I'll do next pick.
Yeah, okay.
I don't mind doing it this way. You know, you pick one, I pick one, unless we have something to say.
Right.
Let's see. Going by these here. Let's get Thor Ragnarok down there. I'm seeing a lot of good movies here.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm gonna be sorry when I have to pick you guys, but
yeah.
Nevertheless, it's gotta be done.
Which one do you think goes next?
Ooh, that is a very good question. I don't think I have.
These are good movies, man.
Which one do you think should go next?
Which one? Social Network.
Okay. I mean, I really like that movie, but I can understand why you didn't like it. So.
Alrighty. Rival, Spider-Man Nowhere Home, Creed, Grand Budapest, Baby Driver, Zootopia, The Wolf of Wall Street, Looper, Kingsman, Pacific Rim, How to Train Your Dragon, Rogue One, Big Hero 6, Edge of Tomorrow, Hereditary, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, and John Wick 3, Bohemian Rhapsody, Wreck-It Ralph, Lego Movie, Inside Out, Civil War, and Deadpool.
I think Planet of the Apes next.
Alrighty. Let me see which one. Hey, you know, I know which one needs to go down. You know, all right. Let's go over here and we'll get the Jojo Rabbit. Alrighty.
I'm sensing a little bit of animosity between you and Mr. Taika
Waititi. He tore up bad. So yeah, there's a little bit of animosity. Arrival, Spider-Man No Way Home, Creed, Grand Budapest, Baby Driver, Zootopia, Wolf of Wall Street, Pacific Rim, Kingsman, Looper, How to Save Your Dragon, Big Hero 6, Rogue One, Hereditary, John Wick 3, Edge of Tomorrow, Bohemian Rhapsody, Wreck-It Ralph, Lego Movie, Civil War, Inside Out, or Deadpool?
I think Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay. There you go. All right. Yeah. It's all over here. Yeah. Gonna pull Lego Movie down.
Oh, okay.
All righty. Which one?
Arrival.
The Arrival. Okay. Well, it's where it needs to be. Let's see. Of these that are left, we got some good movies here. Civil War, Inside Out, Deadpool, Hereditary, Bohemian Rhapsody, King Ralph, John Wick 3, Edge of Tomorrow, Rogue One, Big Hero 6, Pacific Rim, Dragon, Kingsman, Looper, Zootopia, Baby Driver, Grand Budapest, and Creed, and Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm going to pull John Wick 3 down here.
Okay.
All righty. Spider-Man, Creed, Grand Budapest. What about you? What's next for you?
Creed.
Creed is, I think, where it needs to be then, right? No, it would go like this. Of these, wow, it's getting rough. These are good movies.
Yeah, like I really don't want to condemn any of these.
Of the ones, I would have to bring Zootopia. Truth be told, yeah. How Now we have Civil War, Inside Out, Deadpool, Wreck-It Ralph, Bohemian Rhapsody, Hereditary, Edge of Tomorrow, Rogue One, Big Hero 6, How to Train Your Dragon, Pacific Rim, Kingsman, Looper, and Baby Driver, and Grand Budapest.
I think Moana, or did we already do Moana?
Yeah, Moana end up in the top of the entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah, this.
Let's see.
Which ones would you go for here? What's the worst of this bunch of good movies?
Bohemian Rhapsody.
All righty. Okay, well, whoops. No, we don't. We need it right there. Okay, and I'm going to say they call him Baby Driver and put that right there. Grand Budapest, Looper, Kingsman, Pacific Rim, Hero, How to Train Your Dragon, Rogue One, Wreck-It Ralph, I'm going to wreck it, Edge of Tomorrow, Deadpool, or Inside Out, or Civil War.
I think Grand Budapest Hotel.
So it is where it needs to be, and I'm going to bring Big Hero 6 over here behind Looper. Looper, Kingsman, Dragon, Pacific Rim, Rogue One, Wreck-It Ralph, Hereditary, Edge of Tomorrow.
I think Looper.
Looper is where it needs to be. Okay, and let's see. Of these, I sing. Let's bring Pacific Rim right here.
I think
you're gonna argue this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna argue that.
Okay,
one.
I'll make it next. Yeah, you know what? And that's all you got to say. And I go and pick my next choice. All right. Okay. And I respect you to do the same thing. But at this point, then I'm gonna say Kingsman is where it needs to be.
Yeah. Okay.
All righty. Rogue One, Pacific Rim, How to Train the Dragon, Edge of Tomorrow, Hereditary, Wreck-It Ralph, Deadpool, Inside Out, or Civil War.
I think Edge of Tomorrow next.
Edge of Tomorrow comes right over here.
It's a pretty good movie, but it's not quite as iconic as any of the other ones.
Of these, I love it, but Wreck-It Ralph is going to go right here. Now we've got 5 left. Civil War, Inside Out, Deadpool, Hereditary, or Rogue One.
I think Hereditary next.
Hereditary. And this is where we're gonna I'm gonna put in my say. Oh wait. Pacific Rim should be over here then, because Pacific Rim's on that list. Because yeah, there we go. But yeah, I'm gonna put my save on this one. What's your next?
What are the other options?
Deadpool, Pacific Rim, Inside Out, and Civil War.
Inside Out.
All righty. Oh no, there we go. Oh, wait, we didn't vote Rogue One yet, so it's there. Okay. My pick of these, I've got to put Civil War down here.
It's a very, very soapy choice when Civil War gets voted down.
I know, right? Well, we got Rogue One, which I just admitted I liked Rogue One better than Civil War. Hereditary, Pacific Rim, or Deadpool. If our friends were watching this, if I had it on the other channel, they may be yelling at us. What? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Rogue One, Pacific Rim, Hereditary, or Deadpool?
Rogue One.
Rogue One is fine where it stands. This point, I saved it, but I know you're going to want to save it. I'm going to be nice to you, and I will go this direction. And to me, it's your pick. Your pick next.
Okay.
Deadpool. Which one's the best, Pacific Rim or Deadpool?
Deadpool. Deadpool's the best.
Wow. Okay. Let's move on here. How many do we have we picked these as our favorites? We've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20 exactly. So we're literally picking our top 20 based on this tier list of the 2010s, 2019s. We're probably.
Although to be fair, there were some movies from the 2010s that didn't make it because it wasn't popular.
Like I said, this is according to this tier list, what they put up. So what deserves to be at the bottom of this list?
You can go first.
All righty. And remember, we can save it, and you can save a movie multiple times. Because you know what? Let's say 3 saves. All
Okay,
right?
that works.
Okay. That's almost, that's only a quarter of the movies here. So what do I think is the worst? What would I put at the bottom? There's some good goddamn movies here. But the one that I think the one that I didn't think needed to be here was Django Unchained. So I'm going to put that at the bottom.
Okay.
All right. What would you go with? We've got John Wick, into Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Guardians of the Galaxy, John Wick 2, Logan, Toy Story 3, The Martian, Birdman, Avengers, Isle of Dogs, It and Avengers Infinity War, Knives Out, Mad Max, Joker, Captain America, Coco, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Hateful Eight.
Toy Story 3.
Alrighty. Do I want to waste one of my, or do I want to spend? I don't know if it would be a waste. Let's see. Which one would I put next? Birdman would go next for me. Love it. And by the way, all these movies. Let's get this caveat out of the way.
It's a Sophie's choice. We don't want to make this choice. The metaphoric gun is to our heads, guys. Seriously.
Yeah, all of these movies are excellent except for Django Unchained. By the way,
okay, the ending to Django wasn't as satisfying as I would have liked.
You know what? There's an hour almost added to the ending when he gets taken away and they blow up Quentin Tarantino and he comes back. That was unnecessary. They could have just started the gunfight at the gunfight, and you know what? Never mind. Okay. I've had this conversation before. Okay, so what would you pick next? Hateful Eight, Hollywood, Coco, Captain America, Joker. You notice that the Captain America, Winter Soldier, and all those, that wasn't in the list. So yeah, there's a lot of missing things.
Yeah,
Avengers, Infinity War, Knives Out, Mad Max, It, Isle of Dogs, Avengers, John Wick 2, Logan, Martian, Guardians, Spider-Man, John Wick.
I think Logan next.
I'm going to save it.
Okay.
I think it deserves higher. Next pick.
Ooh, this is hard. Isle of Dogs, I guess.
All right. And it goes right in front of Birdman. My next pick, let's see. It would have to be Hateful Eight, and just leave it right there.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Your next pick.
This is so very difficult.
It really is.
I don't know. John Wick 2.
Okay, I can live with that one. Okay. Oof. What's next? And yeah, this is getting rough. I would move The Martian. I think that one's next for me.
Okay.
Yeah. All righty. There we go. Hollywood, Coco, Captain America, Joker, Mad Max, Knives Out, Infinity War, It, Original Avengers, Logan, Guardians, Spider-Man, John Wick.
I think Knives Out next.
You're making me use up my saves here. Let me see. Let me look what I'm looking at here.
Like, I don't want to move it down, but of the options is what I'm saying here.
See, there's good movies like The Joker, which I think are not slogs, but they're just hard movies to watch. Knives Out is a favorite film to watch, but is it worthy of a save? Because I've only got 2 left. You have not used one. I'm wondering if you're waiting to shape the top 3. I
I don't know how much fight I have left in me for some of these.
Okay. I'm gonna save that one more time. I'm gonna use save number 2 for Knives Out. Get it a little higher anyway. Because what are we working on right now? We're working on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This would be number 13. Number 13. So do I want to get Knives Out into the top 10 if possible? Oh goodness. Yeah, I'm saving it. Second pick.
Okay. What are the options?
We have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Coco, Captain America, Joker, Mad Max, Knives Out, Avengers, It, Avengers, Logan, Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man, and John Wick.
John Wick.
The original John Wick, not in the top 10.
I hate myself a little bit inside for doing this.
Wow. Wow. If I had more than one save, I would have spoken up. Holy Toledo. Are you I don't know how insane you actually are. But to pick John Wick before Guardians of the Galaxy, come on.
I'm sorry, but I really love I might use a save on Guardians here.
Okay, so my second pick of the ones that we have left, Spider-Man, Logan, Avengers, It, Avengers Infinity, Knives Out, Mad Max Fury Road goes there.
Okay.
Okay. What's next for you?
Ooh.
Once Upon a Time, Coco, Captain America, Joker, Knives Out, Avengers, It, Avengers, Logan, and Spider-Man.
I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
You know, we're now in the top 10, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Once Upon a Time in America is my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. I've got one save. And I have a feeling if you don't have this one, you're going to go for Knives Out anyway. You strategic bastard. Wait until the top 10. Look at you. Look at you, you evil motherfucker. But in all honesty, I'm going to use my last on. I think it deserves to be higher than just number 10. So Once Upon a Time. So there you go. You've got two picks left. I've got this one. What's your second choice?
You called it. Knives Out.
I knew it would. I knew you would. You young bastard. Once all the action films and the non-thinker pieces up at the top. I get it. Okay, from this list, holy shit, this is tough. Now this is really tough, isn't it? But I'm gonna say,
you see why I'm not. You see why I've been paid for this. Like,
yeah. Of all of these, which one? In all honesty, Joker.
I'm gonna put a save on that. Oh boy, does that deserve to be higher?
Okay. Let's see. Second choice. Into the Verse.
Yeah. Okay.
You said that like it hurt.
We're all going to hell for that, but never mind.
Okay, so our so far as number 10 is Knives Out. Number 9 is wait, no, it's not Once Upon a Time. It's Into the Verse. What's number 8? Logan, Avengers, It, Avengers Infinity War, Captain Avengers, Coco.
Logan.
Can't save you there, brother. This is where you stand. Next up, you could save it one more time, dude, but Joker.
Do I really?
Avengers, It, Avengers Infinity War, Captain America, Coco, or Once Upon a Time. Or the save on the Joker.
I've got to keep my last save for later, I think. So
okay, so Joker is now at number 7 in our top 10. And you've got to make a choice. Avengers, It, Avengers Infinity, Captain America First Avenger, Coco, or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I think it next.
Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. In all honesty, Avengers Infinity War, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Captain America, Coco.
These are the choices which we are left
Tough,
with.
but I'm going with original Avengers.
Yeah, it's probably the weakest of
Yep.
what's left.
How about you? What's next? Avengers Infinity War, Captain America, First Avenger, Coco, or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I kind of figured you would go in that direction. This is effing tough. But you know what? I think Coco is very good where it stands.
Yeah.
It's an amazing film. As a matter of fact, if you ask me, we have just made our top 10. Avengers Infinity War #1, First Avenger #2, Coco #3. At #4, we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. At #5, we have Avengers. #6, It. #7, Joker. #8, Logan. #9, Spider-Man Into the Verse. #10, Knives Out. 11, Guardians of the Galaxy. 12, Mad Max. John Wick is 13. 14 is The Martian. 15, John Wick. 2. 15 is, wait, no, I've lost count. 2019, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, Hateful Eight. I lost count. That would be, yeah. But anyway, Isle of Dogs, Birdman, Toy Story 3, and then #20 is Django. Boom. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finished our
That's fair enough. It hurts me, but it's fair enough.
I know it's kind of difficult when you get up to those. Okay, so on what do we got?
I mean, Avengers Infinity War deserves that top spot. So,
and the 10 worst of that we picked from this: Incredibles 2, Interstellar, Us, Cars 2, Drive, Godzilla, Star Wars Last Jedi, Moonlight, Lady Bird, and Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. There you go, kids. I had a good time. It was a great diversion from big old freaking winds blowing around. And that's that. I know we lost the only audience member we had about halfway through. Probably got a lot. We would have gotten a lot more had I done this on the other channel as well. But I thought let's do something specifically for this one.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to cut this in half and make it 2 videos. One is one going one way, the other.
Yeah, one is the
making of the list, and then ranking.
Yeah, one is the ranking. Yep.
Now I am going to do one more show on the other channel. You're welcome to join. I am going to take a break though because I need to freshen up. Yeah, basically get a drink and rest the throat for a while.
Yep, no problem.
All righty. I'll talk to you later, man. Thanks for hanging out with me and making the list. And for anyone watching this video, I hope you make it to the end. Or the videos is this going to be. All right,
guys.
Otherwise, thank you very, very much for watching. Have a good night. All righty. Cool time.